So if you ever needed proof that we live in echo chambers as well, I think for those that were thinking that reform were going to storm to some sort of huge total of seats and, become the opposition. I mean, I even heard people saying they might be able to form a government with other parties, and it's just like, that's what happens when, we are directed to content that we like, and all the people watching that content and in the comments are saying that sort of thing. So you start to believe it could be true. At one point yesterday, I was watching the Lotus Eaters later, and they were saying, I think at that stage the exit poll had said it was something like 13 seats for reform, and this morning when I've checked, it was 4. Unless these figures are wrong, I stand to be corrected if I'm wrong. So 4 seats. So that's 4 candidates that you hope are actually patriots and are actually going to stand there in Parliament and say the things that you want to hear and speak out against the immigration, kick up a stink about vaccine mandates and things like that. Actually, I don't know how Andrew Bridgen did. Did he get voted in again? I hope he did. But as I say, I'm completely black-pilled on the whole voting and Parliament thing, just because experience. It shows you that nothing ever changes, and as long as we play along with this charade that we have a say at the ballot box, then you're always going to be disappointed. But they're going to dangle that little carrot in front of you every few years, and it's just going to keep you compliant and patient as they continue to accelerate your demise. They hate you. They hate me. They hate anybody that, I suppose, doesn't agree with their globalist utopian view, and also, their socialist views or their Islamic views, whatever it is that they demand of you. And these are the types of people that they know how to use their power. So if we were going to pretend for a minute that the Conservative Party, with their massive majority in 2019, actually wanted to do things right for the country, it would have been so easy. They would have had the backing of the majority of the people that voted for them to go in and just repeal, get rid of the European Court of Justice, just get rid of everything, close the border up. They could have easily done it. They would have been constantly coming up against the media and the Whitehall, the deep state, but they would have had the power to do it, and they didn't, because they didn't want to. They lied to you. And if Reform got loads of candidates in, I'm afraid to say I think that they would be lying to us as well, because at the end of the day, I think they just want to be accepted into the establishment. They want to just calm things down a little bit. Calm down, we're going a bit too fast, and continue to manage our decline. So, in order to get our way, our country back, it's going to take... The most important thing is that you now just forget about voting, forget about it, and actually get active. Actually, just in your interactions every day, just have the courage to say the things that are bothering you. You can use your judgment. You don't want to just stand and have a standing row with everyone you work with, but you can hear when people talk things that they're fed up about, and if you've got any sense about you can nudge that along. You can let them know that they're not on their own, that you feel the same way about it. It can be subtle. That's important. I do still think that this grassroots protest, this movement, led by Tommy, but other people involved, is interesting. It's an option, and I know. I get the comments. I understand. Yes, you're not happy with who backed them, and I said, and I'll say again, the people that I was stood around, I don't think they had any concept of who's funding who. I mean, I only saw, I think, in the day, a couple of Israeli flags. I didn't see a lot. It was all British and English and Welsh and Scottish flags. So I think the majority of people that go along with this movement are just going to be people that will be buoyed, will be encouraged by seeing so many other people that feel the same way as they do. If you want to apply pressure, that's a very good way of doing it to the political movement. You know, if they do see that movement growing, they're going to be aware of it. But the most effective way of making them feel it is to make them feel it. Okay, recognise the face of your local MP. Recognise the face of your councillors, civil servants in your area. If you see them out in public, give them the stink eye. You know, if you feel up to it, tell them, what the hell are you doing to our country? You know, more people that do that, they're gonna not enjoy going out as much if they actually get that. At the moment, they feel invincible. Well, there's only one group of people they're really afraid of, and those are the really peaceful ones, obviously. And then in time, they are going to become much more afraid of the far left. But eventually, the far right will actually form a proper far right, and then they will know about it when that happens. And regrettably, I feel that is inevitable. Unless there's any form of course correction, that is inevitable, and these people in positions of power are going to start to worry about starting their car in the morning. Their husbands or wives are going to be afraid. Their children, you know, like they're going to feel really afraid, and it's going to get nasty, isn't it? It's inevitable, really. But this next so-called, well, supposedly 5 years of Labour, I don't know whether they hold on to it that long, because I think they're going to tear themselves apart from within, because you've had these different groups of people, whether they're Islamic, whether they're commies or globalists, that have been going along to get power. Now they've got it, it's going to change, and they're going to tear each other apart. Anyway, those are my thoughts on it. See you soon. Bye.